Creating Rem Lezar by Scott Zakarin is not really a good movie. It's not. It's not bad. It's just not good. It's about two kids who make a superhero named Rem Lezar, and they have to find a medallion, or else Rem Lezar will just die. So, let's look at the movie. Let's first look at the intro, which in my opinion is one of the most important things of a good film. You gotta have a good intro to hook people in, or else you get something like Birdemic.
Where are you, Rem Lezar? I don't feel like school anymore. Let's take a trip to an unknown land.
Zach.
That's actually how the movie begins. Just this random kid in the void, while some weird pedophile touches him on the shoulder, and then that awful transition slide from Microsoft Movie Maker. Oh my god, why did they add that? That's just, in the echo effect, it goes like Zach. One of the main characters wakes up, and the teacher gets really unnecessarily angry about him having a daydream in the class.
I've just about had it with your daydreaming in class.
I wasn't just...
And I will hear no more stories about your imaginary world.
When you're in my classroom, this is the only world there is. Zach, I think it's time for you to discuss your behavior with the principal.
So after that, teacher complains about basically nothing. This really creepy scene happens where the kid is walking to the principal's office, and Rem Lezar is just hiding in the background, stalking him. It's supposed to be cute, oh, Rem Lezar is watching him, he's protecting him, but it just comes out as creepy, especially with the fog. Who would think about this? Scott, why did you do this? Once he's at the principal's office, this scene happens.
What are we going to do about you, Zach?
Do you have any kids?
I like to think that all the students in this school are my children.
Why did you say that? You have a photo of your kids right there. The kid even looks at it. The kid even looks at the photo.
I mean of your own. Do you ever ask them what they think about? What they dream about? Or do you make them afraid to tell you? I don't think the question is what we're going to have to do with me, but what we're going to have to do with you. All of you.
What the actual fuck, Zach? I just wanted to tell you should pay attention in class. I don't know why you're so mad and why you're asking about my children. I shouldn't be even obligated to tell you that. I should actually give you detention or maybe some punishment because you did this.
I don't care. Nobody wants to listen. Not my parents, not my teachers, nobody. Nobody.
So, the two main characters learn that they both have the same imaginary friend, Rem Lezar, and then a horribly shot scene happens in the gym, and after that, they go make Rem Lezar out of some random mannequin parts, which doesn't really make sense. In my opinion, it should have been oh, maybe they have fun talking about Rem Lezar, and then they walk home, and on their way home, they see a Macy's, and they see the mannequin parts, and they get the idea to make him out of a mannequin. But no, they just randomly get mannequin parts and make Rem Lezar, and it's very weird.
Just
just like the friendship you have with us.
Just like the friendship I have with you.
So they finally make Rem Lezar, and the adventure actually begins. Or at least that is what I would say. But you have to listen to 3 songs before anybody actually does anything. All 3 songs featuring Rem Lezar. There's the one where they create Rem Lezar.
Just like the friendship you have with us.
Just like the friendship I have with you.
There's the one where they're hanging out with, like, the mannequin version of Rem Lezar.
Yes, is our fantasy for real?
No.
And then there's the final song where Rem Lezar says, "Oh, guess what? I'm alive."
From another place, not from outer space, from some place even higher.
Oh, and after a while, this thing appears.
Who are you?
Don't you recognize me, Zach? It is I, Vorak, who also lives within your dreams and fantasies.
You mean our fears and nightmares?
There is also another song. So after a while, the head goes away and they start their adventure, where they have to find the medallion by going to the highest surface imaginable. And we get this really weird scene where there's a bunch of still images. Like, they couldn't just actually show, like, actual visuals. They had to just show still images. And it's kind of, like, weird. It kind of feels like it was just put in at the end of the movie. They just decided to put in this scene because, you know, they wanted more time or something. Or the plot didn't make sense without it. It's kind of weird. Oh, and let me tell you, this part is great. Well, they go to New York and they mention stuff about Twin Towers.
Well, let's go find the Twin Towers. Ashley, can you picture them in your mind?
I'm trying to, Rem, but I've never seen them before.
But then they do the best musical number in movie history, where it starts off as kind of like a Grease-style rock and roll thing, but then it goes into rap, and then into classical music, and it's so unseamless. There are so many seams in this. It's horribly implemented, and my god.
Our dreams and our passion, under sky shining bright, we've got it all, day and night. Sky shining bright, we've got it all, out of sight.
So they get to the Twin Towers, and it turns out this is not the highest peak in the world. So after this, they go to a random mountain. And there's this weird scene where the bad guy, he does something to a sign, and Rem Lezar splits into 2 for some reason, and we never know why. But I do have to admit, there's a very nice scene where Rem Lezar, you know, kind of teaches the kids how to deal with their problems about, like, being alone, and it's you know what? That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. It teaches kids a good lesson, unlike movies like, I don't know, Cool Cat. So the villain comes back, and we're finally here, the final battle, good versus evil. Or at least that's what I would say, but actually, the kids just say, "Hey, random giant face man, you want to be friends?" And then the face man just is like, "You know what, sure, yeah, okay. Also, I can't help you and Rem Lezar still, so I guess Rem Lezar is gonna die. Okay, bye." So that's the end of the movie, and Rem Lezar is dead. Or at least that's what I would say. but the movie kind of hints that the police officer that randomly picks him up is actually Rem Lezar.
Of course!
And even if the police officer wasn't Rem Lezar, and he was just making that weird face for no reason, Rem Lezar is still kind of alive.
Of course!
And also they have the medallion, because love was the highest peak.
Of course!
Yeah. To be honest, Rem Lezar, like I said, it isn't a good movie, but it's not a bad movie. And I'll even though some of the lyrics are really dumb, I find myself sometimes singing them. It's kind of like Donkey Kong music. It has good, instrumentals, but the lyrics themselves are kind of dumb. To be honest, this is just a kids movie. It's not bad, it's not good, and I suggest you watch it because it's definitely an experience. I give this movie a good 5 out of 10.
Hi.
Here's the menu.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with you.